Hi there, and welcome to Juicy Celeb Talks. Craftsmen working in the shadows have always faced an uphill battle in industries that offer them little tolerance. However, what if I told you that these individuals often face betrayal from those closest to them? Let's delve into the case of Mary J. Blige, the renowned singer. Allegedly, her husband, Kendo Isaacs, faced her wrath after she suspected him of flirting with a server. Footage obtained by the press shows Blige raising her hand to Isaacs in 2003. Despite this, Blige sealed the deal with Martin Kendo Isaacs, later bringing him on as her manager. Initially, things seemed to be going smoothly, but by 2016, their relationship hit a rough patch, leading Blige to file for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. The split was far from amicable, with disputes arising over various issues, including spousal support payments and accusations of infidelity on Isaac's part. Blige was in a different space, you know what I mean, and the person that energy was for, obviously, that has changed, ladies. You know, ladies have had children and stuff, they deserve alimony. She didn't have any children, I know she didn't, so what does he really need money for? In her VH1 documentary Strength of a Woman, Blige addressed rumors of infidelity with fellow artist Neo, who was working on tracks for her new album. While the name of the alleged other woman, Lenia Starshell, was censored, Blige expressed her hurt, saying, "All these years have come to this, as you didn't even pick me, you picked someone else. That is embarrassing, it hurt real bad. Nevertheless, they made their bed, and now they have to lie in it." Blige further warned Neo about involving Starshell in her projects, stating firmly, "And to make sure we're clear, don't let her remotely close to what you're doing for me because she's the reason for all of this." Starshell was also mentioned in Blige's divorce petition. TMZ reported that during their marriage, Isaacs had misused over $420,000 designated for travel expenses, supposedly spending it on his mistress. The trials Mary J. Blige faced throughout her life brought her to the brink, leading her to grapple with suicidal thoughts. At one point, she openly shared with CNN, "I guess it was something in me that wanted to die, you know? I guess my spirit didn't want to die, but my physical body definitely was at some point like, I got to get out of here." Fortunately, she credits her inner strength with pulling her through those dark times. "My physical body was screaming and all that other crazy stuff," she continued, "and my spirit saved me. I believe in my spirit." In 2009, Blige co-founded the Foundation for the Advancement of Women Now in Yonkers, aiming to provide women and children with essential skills, self-help resources, and empowerment tools. The center served as a refuge for the disadvantaged, despite the memories attached to its inaugural ceremony, where she confronted both past trauma and newfound hope. Blige found solace in the opportunity to fulfill her dreams of supporting others. "It was joyful and sad," she shared, "because you know the very place where I've seen so many women suffer is the sad part, and the very place that I suffered is the sad part. However, the joyful part is, I'm back to help. I'm back doing what I dreamed to do, my dream is coming true." LaToya Jackson has also opened up about her tumultuous marriage to her late ex and manager, Jack Gordon, whom she was married to from 1989 to 1997. "I never liked to say his name because he was such a negative influence," she revealed. "It was a control thing, and a lot of women probably get this in their lives." In 2011, during an appearance on CBS The Talk to promote her autobiography, Starting Over, Jackson revealed disturbing details about her past. She claimed that her abusive ex once attempted to arrange for her to have sex with boxing champion Mike Tyson in exchange for $100,000. Jackson shared the shocking revelation of Gordon's actions, including addiction. She accused him of beating her mercilessly and forcing her into situations she was deeply uncomfortable with, like participating in orgies and modeling for Playboy magazine. Recalling the incident involving Tyson, Jackson recounted, "Mike Tyson later told my mother and father and a few other friends that he, Gordon, had let him know that if he wanted to sleep with me, he had to pay $100,000. She realized how Gordon manipulated her into compromising situations, exploiting her vulnerabilities and religious beliefs." Jackson published her memoirs to empower women, sharing her experiences as a devout Jehovah's Witness with a sheltered worldview. She admitted to feeling psychologically younger than her age at the time due to her sheltered upbringing, making her susceptible to manipulation. Similarly, when Tina Turner first opened up about the abuse she endured during her marriage to Ike Turner, it took courage to share her story so openly. "I was extremely fearful of that man," she told People magazine in 1981, shedding light on the painful truth behind their successful music partnership. Tina vividly recalled their marriage, including incidents such as being forced to attend a live sex show on their wedding night and enduring physical abuse, including being hit with a shoe while pregnant. She also described how Ike threw scalding coffee at her and used a coat hanger to beat her. Tina attempted suicide in 1968. "I was afraid to stand up to him because of Ike's reaction," she confided in journalist Carl Arrington. Ike Turner, who passed away in 2007, consistently denied his ex's allegations of abuse and lamented how the media portrayed him. The couple's story began when Tina, only 17, crossed paths with Ike's band, Kings of Rhythm. Ike gave her a stage name, made her the lead singer, and groomed her for stardom. When they married in 1962, Tina vowed to stand by him forever, a commitment she later came to regret.
Feeling powerless and scared following her traumatic childhood and Ike's brutality, Tina had enough by 1978 and left Ike, unwilling to endure the suffering and its implications for their 4 children. "I was living a life of death. I didn't exist," she reflected. "But I survived it, and when I left, I walked, and I didn't look back." Tina relocated and focused on rebuilding her career, performing in Las Vegas and on various TV shows to support herself. In a 1981 interview, she chose to share her experience to confront her past. Tina expressed her apprehensions about the interview in the 2021 documentary Tina by Daniel Lindsay and T.J. Martin, seeking reassurance from her psychic, who predicted it would truly advance her career. Tommy Mottola, the former head of Sony Music and Mariah Carey's ex-husband, responded to allegations that he was controlling throughout their marriage. In his upcoming memoir, he suggested that Carey should acknowledge his role in kick-starting her career. Carey described their 4-year marriage as a private hell, accusing Mottola of psychological and spiritual abuse. Mottola, who was 20 years older, married the singer when she was 23 years old. She stated he was jealous and controlling, and she expressed a desire to be rescued from their tumultuous marriage. Mottola, on the other hand, argued in his memoir, Hitmaker, that his control was crucial to her success. He admitted to being obsessive but defended it as a factor in her rise to fame. Mottola also revealed that he discouraged Carey from taking vacations early in her career, believing there would be time to celebrate later. Their relationship raised eyebrows from the start, beginning as an affair and ending in a bitter divorce. Their lavish wedding cost millions, symbolizing their union. However, Mottola's therapist and even his children expressed doubts about the relationship. Despite this, Mottola was convinced of Carey's true potential for stardom. He took credit for propelling Carey's numbers into the music scene despite her inclination towards R&B. He also claimed responsibility for her Christmas album, despite Carey's comparison to Connie Francis. In her 2016 reality TV show, Mariah's World, Carey described that difficult period in her life. "I was with someone at the time that had a lot of control over my life. He was older than me by a lot and had a lot of power, and he thought that I should avoid most people like the plague," she said via stylist. "I had to get permission to leave the house." In Hitmaker, Mottola reflected on his actions, admitting they were entirely wrong and inappropriate. He expressed regret for any trouble or pain his well-meaning intentions inevitably caused her and, most importantly, for the scars it left on his 2 oldest children. In 2020, R&B artist Bryson Turner found himself entangled in a legal dispute between his current management and his former management. TMZ reported that Turner's former manager, Stephen J. Dorn, filed a lawsuit claiming that Turner owed him money. Dorn alleged that Turner agreed to reimburse him and split future earnings but replaced him with another lawyer in 2015. Turner discussed the legal issues in a 2017 interview with Harper's Marketplace, referring to them as lawsuits and stressors amid the challenges of fame and adjusting to his role as an artist. Turner mentioned his struggle with being introverted, but noted that he was gradually becoming more comfortable with his public persona.
In 2016, Pro Khalifa also took legal action against his former manager, Benji Greenberg, and Rostrum Records, seeking to terminate a $360 deal he allegedly entered into at 16 years old back in 2004. According to Variety, Khalifa argued that this contract, extending over 10 years into his future, pushed him into deals that favored Greenberg's interests. In 2014, the rapper terminated Greenberg's services, claiming the contract violated California labor laws with its 7-year rule. Greenberg responded with a countersuit, demanding millions in unpaid royalties from touring and merchandise revenue. The dispute was settled in early 2017 through a settlement for an undisclosed amount. Whitney Houston, the iconic singer with one of the most stunning voices in history, seemed to have it all: massive album sales, 6 Grammy Awards, you name it. However, behind the scenes, she was reportedly living a different reality, one partially engineered by her manager. In 1985, music mogul Clive Davis discovered this unknown talent from New Jersey and polished her into a pop sensation for Arista Records. However, it wasn't all glamour and excitement. Clive made her into a mainstream pop star and allowed all of her wildest dreams to come true. But being this big pop star came at a cost. She had to act a certain way in front of the cameras for the label that wasn't the real Whitney. Allegedly, the pressure became too much for Whitney. She was struggling with all the expectations and the kind of living this double life. A close family friend told People in 2016, when she died, Whitney Houston was like 2 different people. One was the glamorous pop sensation carefully crafted by music mogul Clive Davis, while the other was the Newark girl who rebelled against the pressure to be perfect by diving into substance abuse. In her mid-20s, there were a lot of expectations concerning who she was and who people thought she was. I think not being able to be herself 100% was a tremendous burden for her to have to carry, said a close family friend. Someone might look great on the outside, resilient and strong, but on the inside, you have someone who had insecurities and family issues and personal private matters and struggles. After Davis signed her to his label in 1985, she had to do what he said, wear what he said, sing what he wanted her to sing, and act like a prude when she was actually a tough girl from Jersey, said a record executive who worked with her. Whitney definitely hated that. Her relationship with Bobby Brown, whom she married in 1992, and her substance abuse were acts of defiance, according to friends. It was her way of pushing back against the pressure one figured out for her that became an escape. At first, she kept her substance abuse quiet, but it spiraled out of control. Things got really bad, a family source revealed. At times she didn't recognize herself or those around her. Surrounded by people who encouraged her habits, Whitney wasn't afraid to cut ties if someone didn't comply, admitted a close friend. When everyone else was missing, it was Whitney Houston's daughter, Bobby Christina, who stepped forward to take care of her mother, the family source recalled. There's this memory of Bobby, only 11 or 12 years old, opening the door at their Atlanta home when Whitney wasn't feeling well, the family source continued. Whitney wasn't feeling good, so she put her to bed. I went upstairs to her room, and the room was a mess with piles of clothes and dirty dishes flung about, and Houston snoozing amidst it all, the family source said. It was the room of an addict. Despite numerous stints in rehab throughout the years, Whitney struggled with addiction until it tragically claimed her life. Even the heavyweight in hip-hop, Sean Diddy Combs, known for playing tough with his artists at Bad Boy Entertainment, has recently taken the surprising step of cashing out big by selling off publishing rights. Like other big names such as Bruce Springsteen, Bob Dylan, and Shakira, Diddy has been giving back to the artists and songwriters who helped shape his record label into the powerhouse it is today. Back in 1993, when Diddy was still rocking the moniker Puff Daddy and Puffy, he teamed up with Arista Records to birth Bad Boy Records. This label became a heavyweight on both coasts of the music scene, boasting talents like the late Notorious B.I.G. His wife Faith Evans, R&B sensations 112, The Lox, and Maze. Just last week, Maze's podcast buddy, Cameron, spilled the beans that the Feel So Good rapper, who had been at odds with Diddy over publishing rights, had finally worked things out and reclaimed them. And guess what? Maze wasn't alone. Reports from Billboard and Variety revealed that Diddy has decided to give back publishing rights to Maze, Evans, 112, The Lox, and even Biggie's estate. While the exact terms weren't disclosed, one source familiar with the deals disclosed that Diddy's move is part of a larger trend among artists and songwriters looking to cash out their catalogs amid the pandemic. On the same podcast, Cameron celebrated the move, calling Diddy's decision a win-win for everyone. "I think Puff is doing the right thing," Cameron said, referencing Diddy's move to allow his artists to reclaim their publishing rights. "I'm just happy that they worked out their differences." Diddy's decision to sell off the rights to his artists' catalogs comes at a time when streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, and Pandora have revolutionized how music is consumed. By giving his artists the rights to their music, Diddy is allowing them to reap the benefits of their hard work, even if it means losing out on potential future earnings. The move also comes as Diddy faces increased scrutiny over his treatment of artists on his label, with some accusing him of exploiting his artists for financial gain. But with his recent decision to give back publishing rights to his artists, Diddy may be looking to repair his reputation and show that he's committed to supporting the artists who helped build his empire.